Serious, what is a genuinely terrifying true fact? People can die suddenly without warning or symptoms of anything significant to give warning. Source: lost my wife 4 years ago when she was only 23 to a heart attack precipitated by non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. No symptoms or risk factors leading up to it. She was skinny, in shape, energetic, didn't use drugs. Just got home from work one day and she was gone. If you don't get enough calcium when you're pregnant, the fetus saps it right out of your bones, leaving you brittle and vulnerable to osteoporosis. Autoimmune diseases are hella scary. One day the system that was designed to protect you thinks your own cells are pathogenic and decides to attack you. We'll never know who the best serial killers are. You can have a really bad disease for years and not even know about it, due to it becoming dormant or latent. Essentially, the disease is asleep and you wouldn't have a clue it was there unless a doctor told you. You could go to the grave with it, or it could wake up at the most inconvenient time. In South Africa, it's reckoned up to 55% of the population has latent tuberculosis at this moment. When electricity was first made available for home use, the wires were not insulated and not hidden behind walls. People had live wires freestanding in their homes, at an arm's reach. Utter, terrifying insanity. With our lifespan increasing due to modern medicine, we are at an increased chance of developing dementia. I met a woman in the 90s, my girlfriend worked with her at a charity. Really nice lady, like your fave auntie type of person. I learned that she once had a child, a little boy. He only lived to be a few years old, because one day, while they were both playing in the garden, the boy picked up a snail and licked it. Can't remember if it was days or weeks later, but parasites had nested in his brain, they eaten it from inside. What is more terrifying? That common snails can do this, or that your child can be lost so quickly and innocently while you are playing in the garden making memories. I will never forget that. Women are 8 times more likely to be murdered when they are pregnant. Half of the world's coral reefs have died in the last 30 years, and 2/3 of the Great Barrier Reef have been damaged by coral bleaching. Antibiotic treatments are becoming less and less effective, and common infections and minor injuries could become life-threatening as someone that uses them at least once or twice a year. Antibiotic resistance is genuinely terrifying to me. It's like bacterial infections becoming viral ones. Unlike other predatory animals, bears do not know to kill their prey before they start eating. They just start eating its prey while it's completely alive and conscious. Our brains will not hesitate to remove something that is vital to us to keep us alive by programming it to die. It takes only 1 second to change your life forever. I went from working 70 hours a week to being disabled. 1 second accident, life was forever changed for me. Also, life could change from bad to good as well. 1 second to buy that lottery ticket that wins. That we need some way to replicate the ambient noise of the Earth for extended stays in space. I'm not talking of cities, cars, etc., the ambient seismic noise the Earth creates. Why? Because humans are so reliant on the noise that if we don't hear it we become more anxious. It's already a problem on the list of problems for astronauts who stay for long periods on the ISS. Edit, for clarity. Your brain eats itself because of a lack of sleep. Remember to sleep, people. Out of everyone alive on Earth right now, there is someone who is suffering more than anyone else. The ovaries are not attached to the fallopian tubes, they actually yeet the egg across a small void, and the fallopian tube shoos it in the door with little flanges. Because of this gap, while rare, it is possible for a fertilized egg to escape into the abdominal cavity and attach itself to other organs. The bladder, the liver, anything really. And because embryos are very innovative parasites that excel at evading the carrier's immune system, they can develop and wreak havoc. On that same note, the void also allows sperm to escape and swim around in the abdominal cavity until they die 5 to 7 days later. While harmless, it's still a little disturbing to think about having sperm in your guts, I'd imagine. Your bed has around 10 million dust mites. You have a 1/3 chance of developing dementia past the age of 85. An estimated 27% of people with sepsis in hospitals and 42% of people in intensive care units will die. Even more if you ignore it. Everyone can get a sepsis by any open wound, be it a sunburn or a mosquito sting, a blister from new shoes, or a gun wound. A wandering black hole could just end our entire solar system. You could literally be dead in the next 10 seconds. Aneurysm, embolism, heart attack, car crash, plane crash, life is way too precious. When watching old sitcoms, everyone on the laughter track is dead. The sheer amount of banking and financial services that rely on Excel spreadsheets is enormous. Software generally is bad and can and does kill people. Self-driving cars are least of the problem. There's no way to actually communicate your experiences to anyone. When you talk to someone, all they get are the words, and must then translate them in terms of their own pre-existing knowledge and experiences. If I tell you I saw an interesting tree yesterday, the tree image in your mind will be quite different from what I saw. We can use more and more words to describe it, but actually there's no way to create a perfect model in your mind. All models are wrong/incomplete. What you end up with is the bare minimum, shoddy caricature of the tree. Somebody reading this won't be alive tomorrow. There's a theory that the reason we can't detect any life outside of ours is due to the fact that all intelligent life is inherently self-destructive. It will crumble too fast for two separate species to be technologically advanced enough to communicate their existence to the universe. Your immune system is unaware of your eyes. If it were to find out, your immune system would destroy then.